Hello, this is Jason2004 and here I am with another character design. Today I based this character off of Bobby Bearhug from Poppy Playtime, Chapter 3. I just thought that, a cloud bear would be super cute. This sketching part was a little hard to do because I knew what I wanted to do for this character design, a cloud bear anime type of thing. I was just kind of confused on the design, but I got it down eventually. The pose I've given her is kind of like her floating, magical girl style. I also tried to incorporate her bubbliness, her bubbly personality into this picture. She's a very positive character. I gave her a pastel color palette for, that extra little bit of cheeriness, but at the same time not being so vibrant that it overwhelms you. Onto character information. This is Miyazu. I'm planning on putting her in one of my future voiceover videos, like that cruddy one I did back sometime. But first, probably a couple more speed paints coming up, a couple more character designs. I meant to get this video out a little sooner, but I caught COVID, so my voice was wrecked for a little bit. I apologize for the kind of crappy background music here. I made it by myself, and listening back on it, I'm not particularly proud of it, but I'm a little too lazy to even try making something again, so enjoy. Now, for a little bit of backstory to this character, she wasn't always as bright and bubbly. She actually had to kind of rework her mental state to get there. As you can kind of see from the sketches in the background, she looks a lot different. This is the same person as the person up front. Her pre-awakening name is Martha, and Martha did exist before Miyazu actually got here. Martha was the wife to a cult leader. Martha was a very devoted wife at that. Martha would kill for her husband at his request because her husband never really wanted to get his hands dirty, and if anyone was going to get caught for his crimes, it was going to be put on his wife. Her popular method of quote execution, as she called it, was to strangle them to death. If Martha felt that the victim's crime was heinous enough, she would strangle them until they were unconscious, let them wake up, and then do it all over again until she felt like they were done, until she was satisfied. Now one day, this backfired when Martha was doing this for a little too long, and the victim just decided to fight back. He waited until she got close enough, but he didn't really move, so that way she wouldn't know that he was awake, and he kicked, which then snapped Martha's neck, ending her life. And he ran. He ran far from the place, but although Martha was dead, something else would take over her body, and that was Miyazu. When Miyazu took over, she had Martha's memories at her disposal. She didn't really have her own at the moment, due to post-death amnesia. However, she did not really obtain Martha's obedient behavior, her unquestioning devotion to her husband. Miyazu was very confused when she woke up, and her neck hurt really bad. So she got up and went back to her husband's house. Upon coming in, her husband knew something was off, but he just told her to go to bed. And so she did. Now about the cat that you see Martha holding, that is Miyazu's, and I say Miyazu's first victim because at this point in time, she was still kind of vulnerable. Miyazu, being an undiscovered long sibling, is a lot stronger than Martha. This victim, her name's Violet, had a fairly quick death at the hands of Miyazu. Miyazu did not like hearing Violet cry, but at the same time, the Martha part of her brain told her she had a job to do for her husband. Later on, she finds out I'm not Martha. She has her awakening moment and snaps on her husband. So that's what the big long note next to that, snapped neck Martha is, that is her last entry in her journal. I used Google Translate for that Japanese. To be honest, I was really struggling with this monster design. Like, seriously, I went through so many ideas, but then I decided first I'm gonna kind of figure out her story, how she died, and then plus her life, and incorporate that all into her design. So these first few monster ideas, they're just monster ideas. I don't even know, to be honest, what these were. I finally decided for like a Dog Day esque type of design, no legs. But rather than her legs being ripped off, they rotted off because she had undiagnosed diabetes when she was alive, which ultimately ended up killing her. Her arms are kind of following the same pattern, the pattern of rot. The clouds that she emits are very toxic, and they have a weirdly sweet smell. The eye is supposed to kind of represent an awakening, an awakening from, Martha, Miyazu's self realization. The clouds in her stomach, visualizing that guilt that she feels for doing what she herself did to Violet. Her missing jaw, because she knows that words alone won't fix what she's done.